Hello, I'm Bogoth. I'm here to demonstrate my new Turtle API, which I've written recently. This API is there so that the turtle can know where it is, even if it's not within GPS range. Um, the turtle must start in GPS range, but it can go anywhere after that. Or I suppose you could enter in the coordinates manually. Anyway, let's take a look at the setup I have here. Alright, so we can see around my farm area I have a number of these colored wool here. And they're all over the place. I've gone out and mapped out vectors recently for every single one of these markers. And we can see there's some up here. Yep. We can see over here there is a computer, as well as over there. You can barely see it out there in the distance. There's another computer and another computer right there. Those are for the GPS. The fourth one is located within my house here. And let's take a look here. Oops. There's the bed. Alright, so there's the fourth one right there. And there's the turtle. So you can see when you start up the turtle, it tells you that the Advanced Positioning API is on the turtle and installed. It gets the first position, it attempts to move forward. If something's blocking its path, it will destroy that block. And it will move forward, get a second position. And from those two positions, it will determine its direction and its vector, where the turtle is, basically. So if we take a look at things here, we can go into programs, and I'll actually show you the Turtle API here. Alright, so first thing we do is we save all the turtle methods here, and if it's running already, then we don't want to run this again. And then it does the direction file. The direction file just basically has all your directions in it, and it's just a helper class for that, so that you can call dir.north. You can see that over here, dir.north, and that represents north, obviously. So it starts off with a few defaults. If you're not within GPS range, you'll be facing north. You'll have a vector that is 0062, which is sea level. And you have a timeout. And the timeout's there for the GPS location. So the load function does the part where the turtle takes its GPS location, moves forward, takes it again, and calculates out exactly where it is. Then we can see the turtle up function. I've overridden up, down, left, right, forward, and backward, so that you don't have to change your programs. The turtle will, every single time it makes a move, it will update its position, and that's kind of how we do it. That's how it knows where it is. Helper and get data are for the forward and backward, just so that we have to take into account the direction that it's moving before we can actually change its location. So that's what that does. And we can see we have forward and backwards. Now this is a really cool function. You can actually tell the turtle to face a specific direction and it will turn that way. So we can tell it to face north and it will go north. It's something that I always wanted in a turtle, but couldn't find it. Anyway, turtle where. That one tells you, if you give it a vector, it tells you exactly how far north, how far south, how far east, how far west, how far up, how far down the turtle has to go in order to get to that specific location. And go translates that last where into actually moving the turtle those directions. Now the last one is move. And what the move basically does is you can string go commands together. So alright, let's exit this. I'm going to take the turtle here, and we're going to go test it out. Now, with this GPS that I have set up here, it's not really that great. I mean, we have a few blind points, but we can see here, okay, he got his location, so we can run this test. But in a few of these locations, such as that blue one over there, that blue wool, if I were to set the turtle over there and turn him on, he would not know his location because it's outside of the GPS service that I have here. Alright, so here's a list of all the colors that we have. And you can see that I've set them all to vectors. Alright. And those vectors basically represent the three-dimensional space above every single one of these colored wools. So, if I go into Lua, and I say do file, program/colors. So all the colors are loaded in there as vectors, so we can go turtle.move, and we can put in, say, up 10. And then we can put in the color pink, because we have the pink defined in the program's colors. If we hit enter now, it will move up 10. Yeah, there it goes. And then it will move over to the pink color here, so it should land right on top of that pink. And if we take a look... Where'd you go, turtle? Oh, there it is. It's on the pink. Okay, so the other thing we can do is say turtle move yellow, comma, blue, comma, we'll get purple in there, purple, comma, up, comma, probably about 5 or so. And we can put in gray and then red. I think that's light gray. Yeah, it's light gray. Okay, so, whoop. Yellow, light blue, purple, up 5, light gray, red. Of course, this kind of stuff always happens when you're filming, right? Give me a sec here. I spelled turtle wrong. Alright, there we go. So there it goes, off to the yellow. Now it's going to go off to the blue. And then up to the purple. Now, we can see here that it's not going to get stopped by any blocks, but the matter is that if it does get stopped by blocks, then what it's going to do is it's going to break the block. So that's why I'm telling it to go up, because I don't really want to break my house over there. I'll demonstrate that there in a bit too. So let's go into the red, and it's going to go back to the light gray. Or not. Maybe light gray was first. Okay. Now, a few other commands that we can run are to your turtle.pos, which has all the positioning stuff inside of it. Heading, and it will give us the heading. Turtle, pos, Vector will give its location. And the really cool thing is that it only has to take into account once what its GPS location is, and it will know from there on. So we can also run a command like, we can type in all the different directions there and it's going to be fine. South 5. Okay. There it goes. Also, if it runs into a player, it's going to stop and return false, that it couldn't make the move. As we can see here, it's running into blocks, so it'll break them. Yeah, there, it broke the blocks. Black, and then orange. And this is also outside of the GPS range here. And here we go again, breaking the blocks because it needs to get to the blue. I have to go fix these holes sometime. Okay, so just to prove that it's at a GPS range. It's an ambiguous position. It can't really get a point out here. So if we go into Lua and we say gps.locate, which is the command in Lua, xyz equals, and we can see that x, y, and z are all nil. You're not getting a position out of that sucker. It doesn't know. It only can communicate with 3 of the GPS things here. But if we go into it knows exactly where it is. When we restart the turtle, we see that it's trying to get its starting GPS location. And it throws back an error. The Turtle API does and says, hey, we don't have a GPS signal. So if we go into vector, Lua, we can see that it gives us the default GPS location. If we wanted to set this location to the proper location, we can take a look at our GPS, and we see that it's at 68. Is it 268? Yeah. -3. Yeah, 334. We have to get the Z first, and that's at 70, 76. -334. Vector equals, sorry, I'm writing like I'm in Java. I'm in Lua, not Java. And it's like that. Okay, so I've now set the vector for this turtle manually. Heading you'll have to set manually as well. The default is north, and the turtle is in fact facing north. And as you can see, if I bring up the F3 values here, kind of hard to see, but you can see it says F2 north, so that's good. It is already facing north, which means that's fine. Now we can tell it to, say, move to yellow, Let's have it move up first. I don't want it breaking anything, so I have a farm over there, and I have a good feeling that it's going to be going through the farm if I just tell it to go yellow. I forgot to load the colors. I have to get my turtle back. So, since my colors are not loaded in the startup sequence, it's going to tell me that it doesn't know where yellow is. But it returns true. So, yeah, maybe that's a bug. I should probably fix that. Yellow. No. Colors. Okay. Okay, now it's going to yellow. Now I can get off of this. Sorry, it's a bit hard to control this. Not a good sound. Where are you, turtle? There you are. Okay, well, it went through my garden anyway. Okay, I'm gonna restart the turtle to show you some other things here now too. So, restart it, it gets the GPS location. As long as it got that GPS location, I can do stuff like, let's break it first. Okay. You can put it in my slot here. So here's another really cool thing it can do. So if we say Lua do file, because I want to load my colors again. And then we say we can actually get a point, like, and set it equal to turtle dot pos dot vector dot copy. I believe it's copy. Yeah, it's copy. Let's spell point right though. Copy. Okay, so now we take a look at point. And it's the vector. Now since it's copied, it'll remain the same. If you don't copy that, the the point would always return the current location. In fact, I'll show you that too. Took me a while to figure that out. So current. See that? Okay. So if we go to move it to yellow. Glad I didn't break my house. And then we say, excuse me, phone call. Okay, so if we go to yellow, and then we say current, and we can see that the current up there is one number, but the current down here is a completely different number. But our point is still the same. You can take a look at the point up there at the top of the screen, and it is exactly the same number. So, I mean, that's a way of actually getting a point and adding it pragmatically, as we did with the, say, the color yellow and whatnot. In fact, that's actually how I wrote that, is I wrote a little program that would add it to the file using the turtle's current position. But we can have it move back to that point. Oh, let's see. Did I spell turtle wrong again? Yes, I did. I do that often. TLE, maybe I didn't spell it wrong. Okay, there we go. So, now it's going to move back to that point. And destroying my landscape in the process, but that's okay. I'll fix it. Alright, and it's back at that point again. Anyway. So, I'll show you this where function as well. I showed you that in the where yellow. Turtle dot where yellow. And we can see that it prints out east 4 up to north 6. So that's exactly the sequence that it'll take. It'll go east 4, up 2, and then north 6, and end up right here. And it uses the go function in order to do that. The turtle move just translates if it's a vector, then it'll move it as if it were a vector. If it's a sequence, like say up 6, it'll move it like it's a sequence. The move just translates the two. So we can use the standard go down 6. And it's just the standard method there. I didn't change that at all. But as we can see, this should equal the current. So if turtle, is cur still around? No, it's not. Okay, but we can still turtle dot vector. And we can see that the two numbers are still the same. The other thing I wanted to show you is excuse me. Oh yeah, we always have to use lowercase here. So it will face north, and as we can see, it's facing north. So we can also do and it does the exact same thing. We can see that it didn't move, but if I were to do the dir there again is the direction file that I was talking about earlier. That's how it knows which direction is which direction. Just as a directory or that has all the directions. It's not really a directory, it's a file. Oops. Yeah, but as we can see, it works great there. Alright, one last thing I forgot to show you is how you go about setting the direction. I remember I didn't need to set the direction. It looks like the turtle didn't get a GPS signal because the turtle turned on before the GPS servers did. So here's how you set the direction. As you can see, he's facing south, right? But if we were to go into the he says he's facing north. So if we set that equal to now it will give you the proper response. As we see here. Now it's very important that you call that heading the dir south, as we did up there. When you set the heading, it needs to be dir south because heading has a few other features such as left and left. I mean, we could string those commands on each other, or right. And if you just go about and set it to your like this, if you just set it like that, it's not going to have those functions. See that? Now it returns nil. So I mean, it's very important that we set it to the dir south, so that the turtle, because that is, it's used in the API. So as we can see, it now gives the right direction. Anyway, that's very important that you use the dir like that. It's always better just to get it from the GPS itself, because then you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So I just restarted it, and it should tell me that it's facing south once I get it in here, right? Alright, there we go. Anyway, this has been a tutorial on my new Turtle API. I'll be putting it up so that you guys can download it somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to be doing that yet, but I'll figure it out. I'll either post it in the comments or make another video when I get the branch mined down, and I'll have a place where you can download the code for the Turtle API. But thanks for watching, and have a great day.